Hello, everyone, and welcome to XLNC. It is time. It is Sunday afternoon, and that means it's finals. I am Necrox, joined by the one and only goldenest of Falcons. And we're just moments away, about 4 minutes now, until Team Kaqzi takes on Team Shiiiish in the grand finals of the inaugural XLNC Valorant tournament.
Yeah, this one's going to be exciting, man. I remember... gotta admit, I think Kaqzi had a much easier time than Shiiiish last night. We finished our cast and we went over to watch you guys finish that one up. And Shiiiish, these guys put on a fight. I'm not gonna lie, overtime on I think 2 different maps, and the last one ended I don't even remember. It was so late at night. I gotta admit, these teams must have been exhausted at that point, and they still managed to pull through. Team Shiiiish, these guys, Andrew, Ray, Jen, Ganesh, and Kevin. I don't really know what to say, but the resilience that they showed last night, just pushing through all 3 maps in so many rounds in a row. So well done to them. But I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see what they got to put against Team Kaqzi, because I think, at least for me, Kaqzi was kind of the favorites coming to this tournament. Looking at all the team history and stuff like that, with all their ranks and such, I think definitely they were the team to have the easier side of the bracket. But we'll definitely have to see coming up.
Yeah, I mean, Team Shiiiish had a long night last night, so you could only hope that they're fully rested, ready to go today. And honestly, I think maybe on the ropes put on by Lotus. The last game, extremely convincing, though. 13-2, 13-3, something like that is the final map. And it just wasn't even close. It was a bind pick there from the likes of Team Shiiiish, and they just absolutely dominated map number 3. Kaqzi, to my knowledge, from what I heard from you all after our debrief off night, didn't seem to have much trouble. So definitely I expected to win it all here. And I think that might play in the favor of Team Shiiiish. They can play loose and fast. There's really nothing to lose. You're just up against a fun time. If anything, Team Kaqzi, though, has a reputation to uphold. And I know there's some bright future ahead of this team, and I'm just so excited to watch them. Maybe you could tell me a little bit more about the star players that are on this team, though.
Yeah, definitely. So Kaqzi, I mean, we got to look at, I think Volt is on that arena. He's really the one to be showing up over the course of many different maps. Like, this guy, he's the dude, like you said, like, they play loose, right? He's the guy to just run in, have support from the rest of his team. They are, I don't want to, like, I don't want to sound offensive, but this is just how they play. They play simplistically. They run in, they play the trades, they play the good spacing, and no one really dies in their team without someone else trading them off. And again, star player Volt, he's the one to go in first, and usually he doesn't even need to be traded, because he's the Reyna player. He's able to get a kill, dismiss out, or heal depending on the opponents, if they manage to trade him instantly or not. But usually he gets that away, and then the rest of his team just comes in and cleans up, if need be. Sometimes that doesn't even need be, but whatever the case, yeah, that's basically what we got to look at on that team. But I think on Shiiiish as well, all these guys, it's kind of crazy to say that I expect some of, like, the smokers, the controller players. I know Jen, he started off the night yesterday. Oh, I say the night, the finals, the semifinals yesterday with what, a 4K on the Astra. That's not an easy feat on that agent. You probably you're playing StarCraft most of the round, right? You're just in space and you're putting down stars for the rest of the team to enable them. But when you're able to get that 4K with the rest of your team not even, like, dead, that's kind of impressive. So he's obviously someone to look out for. Someone that's on the agent that you don't expect to frag, but you can still get those kills. Of course, you have the 2 duelists, Jet and Reyna, Andrew and Ray play, respectively. Andrew's this man. I mean, you have these Jet players, right? And it's kind of, when you're on the specific agent, you are playing a different game. You're not playing Valorant. You're playing Quake plus, like, Team Fortress 2 plus, like, every other game combined put into a tactical FPS. But no one else can match you. So when you have this skill at your disposal to be able to take advantage of all those differences in the agent versus the rest of the game, that can really stand out and shine.
And I love your analysis on Andrew in particular, because when it mattered the most, it feels like he was the member to step up. Jen, certainly an Odin Astra player. That's something that you just don't see all that often. Certainly phenomenal. Now, I mean, really my eyes are on Jen and Andrew on the Jet. Clutch moments time and time again. Map 2 for them against Lotus. Again, they were ahead. It felt like at one point Lotus getting that comeback going, and then Andrew putting the foot down, saying, "Absolutely not, no more. This is our map going to be taken, their story to be told," and they just push all the way through. It was phenomenal to witness Team Shiiiish and their run. And now it comes down to execution. I'm not sure exactly where we're at for map 1. Hopefully I'll get an update for that one. I believe all the maps have already been selected, but headed into the finals, Golden Falcon looking to take home the grand prize, the first ever prize of the XLNC tournament. Maybe a cheeky prediction from you, maybe some spice here or there. Thoughts on where we're headed throughout what could be a pretty long series.
I mean, predictions. Okay, before I get into teams, let's get into maps, right? Because I think Shiiiish, it's pretty clear they want to bind in the mix. Kaqzi, I'm not sure if they stayed awake because, again, it was a long day. They might have had an easy second run, but it was a long day just in general. So I wouldn't blame them if they just went and took a break, took a shower or something, and went to bed, ate some dinner. But if they did happen to stick around, I wouldn't be surprised if that was their first ban. Or maybe they analyzed what Shiiiish did in that map, and maybe they have some tricks up their sleeves. So if they pick it, I expect them to have some secrets that they want to reveal. If they don't, then no surprise there. Anyways, but just in general, I think going back to the teams in general, I don't really want to go back on my previous prediction of Kaqzi running this tournament.
Okay.
Like this one might be a bit more difficult for them because, I mean, it is the finals after all. Both these teams have gotten here for a reason, but still looking at the team history, looking at just the way they played, their dynamics and their teamwork, it might be quite bare bones. They don't have, obviously they're not 100 Thieves, but still I think they're definitely a step above basically every other roster, perhaps even Shiiiish.
I mean, okay, so your prediction's in, maybe score line. I'm probably riding the same train, but I think it's going to be close. I think Shiiiish have a spark in their team that can't be ignored. I'm still going to go Kaqzi, so I'll stick with you there, but I'm going to get it as close as possible. I'm going to go 3-2 in the favor of Kaqzi. Are you on that same board? Do you think Kaqzi's going to give them a little bit more of a hard time?
That it's definitely going to be one of those situations. It's like Masters, right? We never really know until they play. But I don't believe Shiiiish will not win a map, so I'll stick with minimum 3-1.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see it go 3-2.
Okay, I like it. Predictions are locked in from your two analysts. All we have left to do is get straight into picks and bans. Before we do that, we will go to a very brief intermission, and we will get straight into the ban screen. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the grand finals.